Have you ever heard someone describe teaching as just a job? The one with the long holidays? It's a question that sparks a ton of debate. Is it a noble calling, a true profession, or something else entirely? Well, today we're going to dig into the myths and the realities of teaching, using an analysis of education in Ghana as our guide. So let's get right into it. First things first, we've got to talk about the elephant in the room. All those widespread misconceptions that float around about the teaching profession. Some of these are so common, they've practically become accepted as fact. So let's put them under the microscope and see what's really going on. Okay, here's a big one, and it's kind of a harsh stereotype. The idea that teaching is just a fallback career for people who can't make it in other fields. You've probably heard that old saying, right? Those who can do, those who can't teach. Ouch. But is there actually any truth to that? Let's take a look. So the source material we're looking at tackles these myths head-on. That idea about teaching being for the academically weak? Well, it turns out that getting into Ghana's colleges of education is actually really competitive. So that myth kind of falls apart. What about the notion that teachers are poor? The reality seems to be that many are incredible managers of their resources and achieve a pretty comfortable life. And far from being disrespected, you'll often find teachers in significant leadership positions in their communities. The reality looks a whole lot different from the stereotype. Okay, so if these are just myths, where in the world do they come from? Why do they seem to have such staying power? Understanding where they started can really help us see the teaching profession in a much clearer light. Well, our source points to four main culprits. First, unsatisfied professionals. Some teachers might be frustrated, and when they vent, it can unintentionally misinform the public. Second, the media, which, let's be honest, can sometimes perpetuate negative stereotypes. Third is imprecise language, which can just lead to simple misunderstandings about how complex teaching really is. And finally, and this is one we can all relate to, our own personal unguided observation. We all went to school, so we think we know what teaching is all about, right? But we're only seeing it from one pretty limited perspective. All right, so we've busted some myths. Now let's switch gears a bit. Let's really nail down what it means to be a profession, and then see how teaching measures up against that standard. A profession isn't just any old job. It's an occupation that absolutely requires advanced, specialized education and training. It's all about mastering and then being able to apply a very specific body of knowledge. And there's a whole checklist for this. A true profession has legal status, like the Education Act of 2008 in Ghana. Its members have to be licensed just to practice. There's a strict code of ethics they have to follow. Not just anyone can get in. There are restricted entry requirements, and they have a certain degree of professional freedom or autonomy. It's a pretty comprehensive set of criteria. So this brings us to the big question, doesn't it? After laying out all those strict criteria, does teaching in Ghana actually qualify as a profession? Does it tick all the boxes? And according to our source, the answer is a pretty firm yes. Teaching in Ghana hits many of these key benchmarks. It's got legal backing, a dedicated professional body, certification, licensing, that code of ethics we mentioned, and specific entry requirements. The whole framework is there. But hold on, it's not totally black and white. The text points out a major challenge, the fact that there are still untrained and unlicensed individuals in some classrooms. And that reality, well, it can really blur the lines for the public and keep that debate going about whether teaching is consistently treated like the profession it's defined to be. Now let's peel back another layer and get into the very nature of teaching itself. Is it a creative act, like an art form, or is it more of a methodical, evidence-based science? This whole debate gets right to the heart of what a teacher actually does in the classroom every day. On one side, you have teaching as an art. This view really emphasizes how much a teacher's personality and intuition matter. It's about instinct and creativity and how you connect with students. On the other side, you have teaching as a science. This is all about having a system of knowledge, proven methods, psychological principles, learning theories that you can actually test and apply. So, which is it? Well, the modern consensus is that it's both. The most effective teaching isn't just art and it isn't just science. It's this powerful, amazing combination of the two. It's the skill of applying scientific methods with a real artistic flair. That's where the magic happens. Okay, so we've got a clearer picture of teaching as this blend of art and science. Now, let's explore the qualities that make a truly excellent teacher. What's the blueprint for a good one? Let's start with the personal qualities. This is the art side of the job, if you will. We're talking about being friendly, honest, cooperative, and kind. And these aren't just pleasant nice-to-haves. They are absolutely essential for creating a safe, positive, and trusting learning environment where students feel like they can really thrive. Then you have the professional skills, the science side. A good teacher has to have a deep mastery of their subject. They use active, engaging ways to learn, not just boring lectures. They're digitally literate, gender sensitive, and, this one is huge, they're a reflective practitioner. That just means they are constantly analyzing their own methods to find ways to get better. That commitment to always improving is the hallmark of a true professional. So after all that, what do you think is the most important quality in a teacher? It's tough, right? Because as we've seen, teaching is this complex, demanding profession that needs a unique blend of art and science, of personal warmth and professional expertise. It's a job that literally shapes the future, one student at a time. And if you think about the teachers who made a real difference in your life, you'll probably find they had that powerful combination.